Ladies and gentlemen, moving straight on with the action to our second contest. And entering the cage first, into the red corner. Please make some noise for George Mouzakitis.
And here we have George Mouzakitis representing Renegade. Renegade has become a huge gym here in the UK, a real staple of the mixed martial arts scene, both professionally and in the amateur ranks, and they're absolutely cranking out some amazing fighters. So I'm looking for such big things from George here.
Do they have any famous fighters you might have heard of, Steve?
Well, you got like your Tom Breezes and things like that, and your Fabian Edwardses and Leon Edwards, right? But then you've also got like some people that cross-train there, like Sam Creasy, who just claimed the flyweight world title over in Cage Warriors. So they've got an array, and we just named a bunch of fighters that are in the welterweight divisions and above, but it's obvious that they've still got some smaller fighters, and that's going to be important tonight because George Mouzakitis, pardon me, is going to be fighting in the lightweight division, so 155 pounds, 70 kilos, and they've got his name on their T-shirts, does the Renegade coaches, so you got to be expecting some big things.
It's interesting that so many of the Battle Arena alum have gone on such big things. So yeah, Cage Warriors is the biggest show in Europe outside of the UFC itself, and we've had Jordan Vucenic become champion. We've just had Tom Creasy become champion, and they were both champions on Battle Arena before. So you can see it's such a feeder show for all these amazing fighters.
Enter the cage into the blue corner. Please make some noise for Shadid Vatsaev.
Shadid Vatsaev from Frontline Academy. This was the academy you were talking about earlier, Chris. Yeah. Give us a little bit of insight into Frontline.
Well, amazing gym. They've had such incredibly high-level fighters come over here and represent on the Battle Arena show. I know they're fighting out of Oslo. They're under the BJJ legend Eduardo Rios, ADCC veteran. He's their head jiu-jitsu coach. And it's one of those like new super gyms. They put out these amazing fighters. They're so well-rounded. And you will find Frontline fighters now on every major promotion in the world, including Battle Arena here at Edgbaston Stadium in Birmingham.
It's nice to be in that conversation with major promotions. And that's what the quality is. These fighters are coming in at the amateur level, and they're looking to improve their skills and to reach the echelons of the professional ranks. And luckily here at Battle Arena, we cater to all those levels. We have amateur fights, and we have professional fights as well.
Yeah, sometimes it's actually, people would assume that the pro fights are the ones that me and you love commentating on the most. But sometimes they're fighters we've seen before. There's a degree of predictability about it. It's all, obviously, they're still very exciting. It's cage fighting. It's always exciting. But these amateurs, occasionally, you get a Sam Creasy, a Jordan Vucenic, a Leon Edwards, a Fabian Edwards come in, and they're incredible.
In the red corner, representing Renegade, make some noise for George Mouzakitis.
There's some serious meme mugging there, Steve. It's making me excited.
And his opponent, the fighter in the blue corner, representing Frontline Academy. Make some noise for Shadid Vatsaev. And your referee in charge, Mr. Paul Nichols.
As you were alluding to, Chris, the improvement that you see amongst amateurs is palpable. You can even see fighters improve in a single fight. They make adjustments, they develop things, they start putting together what they've been practicing in the gym. And like you said, there was some mean mugging going on. Bit of an interesting starting point here from George, but yeah, see what Shadid's got for him.
I was just about to ask you, Steve, we will see Frontlines shoot straight away, because they always do. And oh, nice trip.
Big wizard trip.
Oh, cartwheeled into an arm lock.
It's weird, like a shaved arm lock, or maybe going for the Kimura on that side.
Or an omoplata. He's trying to get pressure on the arm. He's trying to spin through. Did have a good grip on it. Now he's going to recover guard. What an exciting start to a fight. Shot for the double, went for a hip throw, cartwheeled over, trying to get an arm lock. This is what I was talking about.
Now he's getting backed up. Now he's getting backed up bad.
This is talking about these exciting amateurs. I think, oh man,
Shadid looks frozen
Shadid
there.
is a grappler. I think all he wants to do is make this a wrestling match.
You can tell by the way he's dropping levels.
Beautiful boxing there.
There's some.
Oh, shot from a mile away. Bad sign.
Watch George shift. He shifts from his southpaw stance into orthodox, and now he's just looking to tee off.
It's just Nick Diaz 2.0 here. Rip into the body. Loads of punches, but only with about 70% on them. And then rip their body. Beautiful striking.
And George leaps back with a right hand. It's good that he's trying to establish himself because he looked absolutely shelled up there, and that's dangerous, like you said, if they're going to go to the body. And he comes right back to the body with that right hand. The shifting that George is doing is really hard to determine. So he's back into orthodox. Step back, leads with a right hook there, brings his hands up.
So it means, Steve, you don't need takedown defense if your footwork is that good that you can just move that quickly, and you're just not there.
He's cutting the ring off.
Oh, beautiful. That fake the left hook to the head and then whip the body.
Right,
I think George made a mistake there. He kind of looked for the guillotine instead of just trying to get out of there.
A little bit overzealous. Now he's in on the hips. But he's a bit high up right now, is Shadid.
I would say this is striker versus grappler, but I mean, George is out of Team Renegade. They're kind of famed for the grappling as well.
We got an over-under here. He's getting his underhook as George. He's starting to hike it back up. It'd be nice to see Shadid try to own the head position. He should bring his head onto to his left side and try to jam it into the jaw of George there, but he's not quite there, and that's going to allow George to sneak out the back.
You know, what was really intelligent from George there, he looked over at his team, they gave him advice, he took the advice and used it to get out of that position.
That head kick came up so smooth there. Now he's back in orthodox. We saw him land beautiful left hooks to the body.
Stunning combinations.
He's careful not to get caught. He's in and out. Looks to adjust his shorts there. Now he's got an underhook. Can use that to turn.
I could watch George box all day. That was beautiful. 3 or 4 shots to the head, and the second Shadid brings his arms up, whips that left hook to the body. And look, same again, Steve. Looks straight to his corner, gets the advice, follows it to the letter, calm, controlled. Whereas Shadid looks a little more kind of flustered in there. I think maybe he thought he'd come out.
Bit of a warning there for hitting to the back of the head, but that's about it.
I think Shadid thought he'd come out, get the takedown, get a quick finish, dive on an arm, get the bonus.
You got to give him something to worry about. You got to give him something to worry about in terms of the striking. You got to get the elbows up so you can get under them and into the legs. And honestly, this is about the change in MMA meta. Shooting for the legs is it's a 50-50 position. It's a crapshoot. You know, they could sprawl on you and brawl hard on you. So I like to see more of what Shadid was doing there in terms of shooting in, but just to get on the hips and then look to crush him against the cage. Better head position and some more body lock style takedowns. As for George, just keep mixing it up. Go to the body and maybe start laying some leg kicks in as well.
I think George needs to not embrace any of the grappling game. I think there's a couple of times he got pressed up against the cage because he was thinking about guillotines and thinking about these other options. But he's winning the striking battle so easily, so clearly. He's got to do everything he can to stay on his feet.
They're chomping at the bit.
Yeah,
I knew Paul Nichols would have to turn back. Give him a little push. Go away. Now it's time.
There we go. I want to see more of those beautiful combinations from George.
He's doing a bit of the pep step, isn't he? He's kind of bringing his legs together, and then he's darting off to one side. And then he's looking to land. Nice. Ooh, bicycle kick.
The thing that George has got figured out is George, when he's southpaw, he keeps his right foot on the outside. So he cuts off the cage constantly.
There you go. There was just not engaging at all. Hand on the shoulder, stepping back long guard style. Big kick to the open side.
He's fights so well both ways around.
He's just waiting to go up onto the chin there, a la Chrissy Munford, who we're going to be seeing later on in the card.
So good. I just like the way he's not overcommitting. Often with these amateur fighters, Steve, we see them overcommit to shots. George is putting a sting on everything, but he's not throwing it like he's going to get completely exhausted. He's not holding his breath and forcing it. It's also smooth. Look at that. Body, head kick. Oh. He's shooting from miles away. He's got to set it up.
It's almost like he's got daggers in his hand and he's looking to jab and cut pieces away.
I think maybe an accidental eye poke or something.
Accidental eye pokes, just seen by the fighters.
That's one of the things that can come with George's style, because he's got long reach, especially in this weight division. Like the kind of classic, John Jones is famed for this. You know, John's got the longest arms of the light heavyweight, so he keeps his lead hand out to keep that range, which is intelligent, but you often end up, because of these type of gloves, with your eyes towards your fingers pointing towards your opponent's eyes. Look at that.
Lovely.
George has got to step away, I think. It's the wise thing to do. Look at that, so intelligent. He didn't dive in the guard of this clearly, capable grappler.
Exactly. That's what you do. Make them fight in your slice of pie. Stay away from where they want to bring it, and you drown them in the areas where you're feeling confident. Set up that right hand really well. Oh, I like that low kick though with Shadid. That was all right.
George changes the tempo so well, you know. He lulls you in because he's kind of a bit slow and then explodes and lands 3 or 4, just like that.
A little over a minute left now.
Oh, big kick.
He's landing that to the open side of Shadid, which is landing just under his liver there, which could cause a flash knockdown.
Yeah. And he did whip in that side of his body with punches as well.
Look at that. He's trying to pull the hand down. As Shadid shells up, you see George reaching with his hand to try to strip it down and land bigger shots. Oh, punches in bunches.
It's the Nick Diaz of Birmingham, isn't he? Well, he's a better kicker than Nick Diaz.
Nice.
Oh, good sprawl. This is where it could be trouble for George.
There's 40 seconds to work here. Shadid's got to get something working. He's on the arm. Trying to drag it across.
This is George's corner. You know, they're pleading with him, look, control the position, and he's listening, he's looking over at them. He's not overly committed. Keeping his hands off the mat. Oh, he's throwing things up. I mean, this is what he's got to do. He's down on the scorecards. He looked for rubber guard, as Shadid.
That stuff's useless, all right?
Gee, I was just going to ask you, Steve, because I do occasionally play rubber guard. I actually find it's easier in a gi because you got the friction there.
And he just gets battered up against the wall. Exactly what you deserve for trying to play rubber guard. If anybody at your gym is bothering you with rubber guard, by the way, take your head, put it under their chin, and just smash forward. They can't do anything.
Yeah, as long as you don't try and pull out. That's what you should never pull out, Steve, as you know.
Of course,
we're married men. But as long as you don't try and pull out, it's fine. If you drive through it, like you say, you can just jam your forehead into their face. I'm sure there's some 10th Planet savages listen to this and they're upset. And I love 10th Planet. I love Twisters.
They can't even understand what we're saying.
Yeah, they're too stoned. But I'm so impressed by
I got a big love for 10th Planet, actually, deep down.
I enjoy training
with them. They are the coolest. They've just got
They were the first ones to embrace leg locks. They figured it out.
Yeah, they did.
They were like, if you can't win, change the rules.
I hate to think that there's something more important that we should be talking about than this fight, but right now it is very much one-sided. We saw that even the Hail Mary that Shadid threw there, the shot to the legs and then pulling guard, didn't come to any sort of fruition, and he just ate a couple hammer fists. I think George is just not really, like you're saying, he's not putting a lot of power behind the punches or the kicks. He's just looking to rack up experience right here.
Yeah.
Looking to see what's happening when he's bringing back. You see his eyes are wide open, and he's taking it all in. He's analyzing, computing, and coming back with even more devastation.
I think George looks like a pro, not just in skill set, but in attitude.
Look at that, just duck off to the side, come up with the uppercut.
Oh, stunning combinations.
Shadid, to his credit, is doing well to move laterally.
Shadid's got an iron chin, you got to give him that.
But he gets in these positions where he just stands there and he's just shelling up. And when you're in the pro ranks, they're just going to land elbows across the back of your head.
Yeah, if I was Shadid, I would be jumping guard, I would be throwing some bombs. You're 2 rounds down, you got to throw the Hail Mary now. It's so hard to do when you're tired though, and you've been hit 1,000 times.
It'd be so cool to have CompuStrike on this one. See what has landed, what hasn't.
Oh,
there he goes. He goes to legs now because he has nothing to fear about the takedown. He knows that there's very little that can be done. Kicking again to the open side, which just doesn't turn it over.
I want James Price to give George get him a dance partner. Let's get him another kickboxer. Let's get him a striker for his next fight.
It'd be cool to see him against Chrissy Munford.
Oh yes, what a matchup.
Just saying. Just saying.
Might be a little bit too much too soon, but
later on. There you go. Those stung. He's trying to come through the guard.
I think this could be stopped. Shadid's doing very little.
He may just be hurt. Look at this. There you go, moving laterally again, trying to keep his eye on him.
Referee Paul Nichols having a good look.
Kicked the leg a couple of times.
That's going to be a nice photo there by Mark Mogridge, I think.
There you go. Big kick flashes up again to the open side.
Yeah, the striking on this would be insane. It would be 10 to everyone or 20 to everyone maybe.
George is doing so well. He's just picking his shots. He's standing in front of him, making to put a hand on him, using the long guard. It'd be really interesting if Shadid would throw something at him, because then we could see him on the counter spinning back fist.
What a fight by George, representing Team Renegade. Famed for their grappling, but this one showing just how good some of their strikers are. This is the evolution of the sport. You have a team called Renegade Jiu-Jitsu, part of the kickboxing clinic. Look at that. Now I think he's finally loading up on some of these shots, Steve. I think he wants to show off the last few seconds of the fight. I think George is going to throw something crazy. There we go.
And that's the thing, when you have confidence in the grapple, you can develop and you can be calm like this. And he takes it all 3 rounds. Gets an amazing amount of experience, sees what's working, sees that he can get more time in and be calm, and he comes out without a scratch on him, without a punch really landed.
Stunning skill set there. Absolutely incredible skill set. The boxing was so crisp, the kicks had so much power, and the footwork was incredible. And the little bit of grappling we saw him do, he's correct, good posture. What a fight. Oh, get that man a title fight. Oh, let's get him a
title eliminator. Let's do a title eliminator.
Yeah.
He can take the loser from Munford and Sebastian Fossen.
That could be a good idea. I like this, Steve.
I'm just trying to throw ideas out there. Who else we got on the card right now? There's a bunch of good 70-kilo fighters that are coming in from all parts of the country. So I'd say it is a bit of a foregone conclusion. It'd be interesting to see what the scorecards are, whether there were any 10-8 rounds there in favor of George Muzik. I'm going to have to learn how to say his name now. George Mouzakitis. God, I love it, man. It's awesome to have these Greek names going on. Lovely.
I can't believe it's only the second fight of the evening. What an incredible fight. Well, 2 incredible fights already.
We got a finish and a judge's decision, but this one feels just excellent. It just felt like a professional fight, being able to stand here and watch it.
I was enjoying it so much I didn't want to finish. I just wanted to see more of his skills.
So after 3 rounds of action, we go to the judges' scorecard for a decision. And we have your winner by unanimous decision for the fighter in the